they need to just kind of chuck Rookie on either, you know, I mean, Rookie, I was going to say Nico, but now that I think about it, I don't think he's actually played it. Maybe like an early Hui. NIP removed that Nami Lucian away. So Photic and Zhuo will be playing this pairing for the first time this split. Let's see how it goes. BLG naturally will likely have answers into this combo. So we'll see. They've hovered over just about every AD carry in the pool. What will BLG want to do? Because Elk and On can go super aggressive. They can go super neutralizing. And Zeri Lulu, is that what's on the cards? Go the old pairing.
Yeah,
we always come back to it, don't we? We always come back. It's all Lucian Nami, Zeri Lulu. What we do get is a bit of a special treat, because even though the bottom lane matchup might be cursed, we get Rookie on LeBlanc. So this is going to be a very, very exciting matchup.
I am curious to watch him play out. Historically, one of the best LeBlancs in the league. Remember that we've still had a lot earlier in the split of the AD LeBlancs. I kind of want to see what we get out of Rookie this time around, because already we have some hard-hitting AD who's going to be running on that 1-2 item spike, as we know, for the Lucian Nami. On the other side, I want to talk about bans now, because Jamada and NIP taking away junglers. It looks like they're taking away engage tools for Shun. Shun very well known for his Lee Sin. I think taking away the Xin Zhao as well, unless there's anything else you want to highlight that needs to be gone with this Zeri Lulu duo.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of go loads of different angles, right? With this Ahri, with Vi already being removed in that first 3, it makes life for NIP pretty easy, because you go Lee Sin, and then you probably just go Xin unless you want to pick up yourself. They go Nocturne again, so they're really, really afraid of Shun potentially picking up this Nocturne. NIP are. Let's see where they go after that.
Oh, Lake!
Don't even
Hide it! Hide it! We've got the sheet!
Hide it! No, the sheet! It's showing that. It's fine, I'm sure. Nothing will come of that matter.
But anyway.
Either way, yeah, Xin Zhao, Viego. I call out the Viego again. It's something that only these junglers have only both played once, but I think, you're dealing with Ahri on the other side. You have LeBlanc on your end. It's a strong skirmisher. It works well into most of the junglers, but I feel like Xin Zhao just probably is the priority here. Or
burn. Shanji's.
It's pretty bad
Shanji's
here.
old OTP. Yeah, I know. But
yeah,
why is it
think
bad?
it's just the hover. Why is it bad? Well, Zeri's got a lot of mobility. Ahri's got a lot of mobility. The only champion right now that this sucks to play against is really On. But what it can kind of do is it can work as a pseudo flex for now, right? We saw that Rumble in the jungle earlier on today. So maybe it is flavor of the month, or maybe that is the spanner in the works that NIP need to throw in here. But if we see something like this Rumble, I feel like Shanji can very happily flex this up to the top side, right? And then you just end up on an AD jungler anyway. You get counterpick in the jungle, and then maybe that supplements your 2v2, and then you also get a slightly easier time moving down to the bottom side of the map as well. That could be the thought process. Poppy, though, would be a really good negator to practically any jungle pick I can still think of that's up and available, that, Arky would be happy to lean into. And I feel like BLG know that. This is why they're hovering through all of these champions. I think they just went over every option that NIP will probably go. Unless they do just go towards the Wukong. But no, it will be Wukong. Alright. So
what year is it?
2024.
Yeah, before.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But yeah, BLG, bit of a throwback really, as you mentioned. With this Wukong now, again, a lot of strong skirmishing in the early stages. And especially once that level 6 comes online, that's really when it's going to be the most powerful. And it's NIP that land on this Poppy instead. And to be fair, a lot of dashes. One of the things I think is really underrated about Poppy, specifically into Zeri, is Zeri wants to try and be near walls, right? To obviously, kind of feign sort of being out of position, because you can hop out of them. Not only can Poppy stun you out of the animation, just being near the Zeri, you can simply just W her and stop her from dashing over the wall as well. So that can definitely be something to look out for in the mid game. NIP though, this is, if we're going off of LS's old Magic the Gathering color scheme, by far the most red draft you could ever have in your life. It's full aggression. All the lane matchups are positively swung pretty much in NIP's favor. The only way you can argue that is against the bottom side, where we've seen Zeri and Lulu like neutralize a couple of Lucian Namis, but then it's about the mid game, right? Once that 1 item, 2 item spike comes online for the Lucian Nami. So yeah, NIP, the onus is on them to get things going. For BLG, it feels like they've just got a comp that kind of does what's on the tin, right? Can front to back really well, pick potential, not the most powerful forms of engage, but enough lockdown in certain areas that should get around some of the mobility of things like LeBlanc.
And now, as we get into this one, I can tell you, I did Google Disney animated movies, like in a break, and Finding Nemo is the answer. I think nothing beats Finding Nemo. It's Australian, you know, technically. It's so cute. And Big Hero 6 is good. But anyway.
Big Hero 6 is great. Yeah.
It's great. But no, Shrek. Oh, but I thought, no, hang on.
Shrek's DreamWorks.
It says Disney animated comedies in Google, and it's telling me Shrek.
Nah, Google's lying to you, man. Shrek is DreamWorks.
Google, get out of here. Nah, it's definitely Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo, absolutely.
Finding Nemo, okay.
Yeah. It's NIP's arena, by the way. It's NIP's arena, and they're being like,
they're being out-Jio'd, by the way.
That's crazy. I mean, that's how good this team is. They're on the verge of getting another score-breaking record. No one's ever gone 16-0 since we've had a single conference, but, you know, again, 15-1. BLG set the record last split, and again, they're looking to do the same thing as they're one step away from doing so. NIP already secured in playoffs. They're looking for cheeky number 11, which at the moment would get them closer towards getting into the top 4 as a guarantee. FPX, remember, can win their last series. And their last series is against TT, so it is actually very winnable to secure top 4. Top 4 means you're either in the round 3 or the round 4 as a start, right? 5th and 6th, round 2. 7th to 10th, round 1. Remember, there's no double elim until you're in that top 4, so well, top 2 technically. Everyone who's seen LPL before knows what I'm talking about. Just go look at the bracket. It is just so beneficial. It's the best format because, yeah, I know, it doesn't make sense while I'm explaining it. It makes sense how the bracket plays out. As heals used in the bottom side, Elk and On already just trying to push it to the limit. That was heal from Zhuo, nice and early.
Yeah, really, really early. I mean, considering Zhuo, he's the one that's got sustain in this lane. Just willing to buff that up as Ricky also gets his passive proc, so not necessarily the best trades going on so far early on in these lanes for NIP, but still, jungle can maybe bail them out in the coming minutes. As speaking of jungle, it will be Arky buffing out towards the bottom side, which is, I think, to be expected. Will be spotted out on this ward here. He might actually see himself get spotted out. Maybe that ward dies out just about in time. But he's going up to this top side. Shanji Ignite on the Rumble, very, very common. But one thing that's pretty important to know is when you run that teleport, or rather that Ignite, you're not running that teleport, so you're easier to get punished. Elk, he just tanks the brunt of that trade.
Use barrier for that, by the way, Jamada.
Barrier. Yeah. But it's good, because you have to remember, Elk and On, no sustain in their lane, right? So you can kind of afford to just use the barrier to block out a trade like that, especially considering it's a 3-minute cooldown, comparatively to heal, where it's like, what is it, 3.5 or maybe even 4 minutes. It's kind of how you play out the trades. In this case, though, I think they never really would have got run down, so maybe a bit over-eager, perhaps, to just press the key.
But at least it leads to a nice reset. I mean, Elk just reset off the side of the lane. Is that what we'd call a cheater reset, Jamada? Is that correct terminology? Am I right?
I mean, to be honest though, cheaters do still happen, but they're a lot less common just because of that minion wave change on the side lanes that happened.
Oh yeah, because they're faster now.
Patches ago, because they're a lot faster, so it's harder to actually get good cheater recalls like you would back in the day.
And so, because you know, I'm exploring terminology. So this is this what we'd call drifting, or what would you like to call this? You know,
what from Arky?
Yeah, from Arky. What's this? Is this intercepting, baiting and calling, podgening? Maybe it's a gambiting. A knight's going to run away, and that's a...
Yeah, he's making a gambit. He's given up his full clear to potentially make a dive happen in the mid lane. Doesn't work out because he gets spotted out by Shun.
Okay.
And he's not going to be able to steal away the Gromp either.
Good to know.
So he's made a gambit. He's given up Bottom Scuttle, Gromp, and killing his Krugs to try and make that play.
Yeah. If that's a gambit, then I'm kind of wondering, you know, what is the unicorn of love? You know, like, what's that? Because Gambit was Gambit from Russia or what? What region was that from? I'm so young.
They
EU.
participated in the EU LCS back in the day. I'm pretty sure. But then I think they went off to the CIS before the region disbanded. I'm not pretty sure where they were in most recent history, to be honest. But yeah, rest in peace, Gambit. Very, very old League of Legends history.
Yeah, for the boomers.
It makes me sad saying that. That one's for the boomers, right? That's yeah, that's for the old heads.
But at least we know they exist. I mean, at least I know they existed, right? You know, talking to people the other day, and they don't know what a Flame Horizon is. What? You know, I'm not going to name names. They don't know what Flame Horizon. But that's the new League of Legends generation.
No, if that's a caster name and shame right now, like I'm giving you.
Nah, I can't. No,
that's unacceptable. They don't know what a Flame Horizon is.
They don't know what a flame. It's after their time, bro. Flame Horizon. People don't remember bloody Flame. You know.
You're okay. Who do we work among them?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm gonna be looking over my
Flame
shoulder
Horizon,
next weekend, buddy.
And I think the Captain Jack was in question as well. Which, like, I mean, these are iconic moments. I know. No, wait. It was Insec. People didn't know. Someone didn't know who Insec was. Like, what the kick was, and I'm like, no way. Yeah. Because that's the new generation. That's the new people playing League these days. Like, it's before their time.
Nah, do you know what that feels like? And I kind of relate to it. It's like when you have people that move over to predominantly English-speaking countries from anywhere in the world, right? That doesn't speak English as a first language, and then they just don't teach their kids the language that they like learned growing up. So they only speak English, and they don't speak like their mother tongue. I'm a victim of it as well. It's why I bring it up. It's like we're losing League culture, man. What's going on? Like,
I know.
Where's the education? It's terrible.
I mean, look, let's be real. It all started with Aphelios and Yumi. It all went downhill from there.
That was the great turn.
That was the Great Depression. History, You're right. Oh man, that was rough. Dude, Yumi came out and we started going downhill. Aphelios, and we're like, bro, what happened? Before that, things were simpler, weren't they? They were the good old times. But then that bloody cat. And then everything went downhill, man. I'm telling you. Oh, God. What's happening in the game, by the way? Have you been keeping up?
Yeah. So NIP got grubs. They got cross-map for Dragon. And no one's really traded anything besides that. So it's been chill. Like, you know, it's nice to have these relaxing conversations on cast where it's kind of just you, I, the viewers, the XDDers in the Cadral co-stream. Dom's probably streaming as well.
He's in EU? Yeah, we can go
Dom is in Berlin. Yeah.
Bro.
I know.
I
hope we can all hang out at some point next weekend. I'm returning back.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, Jamada's back. Let's make it a thing. Cadral, are you around? RSVP. Dom looking like a bit of a stud, by the way. I don't know if people saw the Twitter post. I had a stalk of, like, he was on different streams, and I'm like, yo, Dom, shaping up nice. Because all I see him is in his room. All I see him is in a T-shirt in his room at his desk. And then you see him with, like, a jacket neck piece on, and you're like, hang on a minute. It's much like this dive, isn't it?
Wait,
Just BLG are bringing it in. I know. It's a cyclone in the bottom side, and it is perfectly like Dom. Look at the glow up for BLG. A double kill immediately. The bot dive successful. It's clean. And now bot's just open.
Yeah, it is. And NIP just feels so muted, right? They've not really been able to force any plays in the early stages. They've got this Lucian Nami, which is into that neutralizing lane of Zeri Lulu. And Arky's just not been able to find any angle, unfortunately. And I think it's more credit to BLG. You can see as well, kind of across this bottom side, there's just a bunch of vision everywhere, right? So it just feels really helpless on NIP's part to try and force a play. And even on the top side, where maybe you'd think, well, Rumble with Ignite, they can get something done. It's just not worked out for them. And BLG, 8 minutes into the game, strike first.
Man, bot side again, I mean, going well, and it's just a mirror, isn't it? Like, nothing gained top, or Bin's trying to absorb the pressure, does so successfully. Arky coming over, might change it, though, is against the wall. Equalizer set up nicely. Bin has nowhere to go, flashes back over. Nice juke. Arky then matches, though, as Bin has not too much healing to speak of just yet. Tries to buy time, but Rookie's here to cover as well, and he'll pick up the kill. So Bin does go down eventually, but again, it's just like last game. Top for bot seemed to be the trade.
Exactly. At least they do get a cross-map play in the end. Arky forces the issue. Bubble barely misses on, and a little bit of a pre-trade there onto Photic, and at that point it just makes the job so easy for Shun, right? And it's so unavoidable. No flash, no dash yet. Double knock-up, Zeri ultimate. It's just too much AoE, and then once Knight shows up, it just also seals Zhuo's fate. And even that knock-up flash on like the final frame of that ultimate just makes it too damn easy for Knight to find it as well.
2v2 continues again, doesn't it? Elk pops the ulti this time around. Arky here to cover, though, so BLG pay the respect. You can see that Shun not on the same side of the map to cover this time around, so Elkin on, after paying respect, might open things up to set up a Dragon here. Jamada, minute tilt spawns, vision control, all that jazz, while Shun decides to start off the grubs up in the top side.
We'll at the very least get a couple of these. Dragon's 40 seconds away, and NIP, Aki's not really interested. He's trying to cross out a couple of camps, so objective will go split, and then Stevens. I feel like NIP, I mean, again, to me, if I'm Aki, screw the jungle camps. I'm running down towards bot lane. I'm not sure if they fully know where Shun is right now, but if you've got enough time to take a Raptor camp, I think you've got enough time to try and murder on and off, Elk. Summon the spells and all. As
hello there. Let's go again. Aki's not going to take any damage, though, as you'd expect from Elk at this point. Photic is able to walk up to the turret because he's here, though, so free turret plate. Over to Photic, shared, I believe. No, actually, it was 125 just to him, so... Photic gets some gold in his back pocket, which is nice, but now that Shun's coming down with the Dragon spawn, I kind of wonder, are BLG going to reset first, or are they going to stay here on a half-health Zeri and try and fight this fight?
Yep. Let's find out. Got teleport coming in from Knight, so they're definitely mildly invested in, at the very least, getting priority here in the mid lane. Trying to force Rookie back to get a reset of his own, and he will do just that. And your question is answered. They're going to stick around. And we'll start this one up. Photic's resetting. Rookie's on a timer for reset as well, so this should just be a 3-second Dragon for BLG. And I ponder the question, even if they come in here.
Puppy says, yeet, no misses. Wow, Smite comes in. That was a really good dodge. Knight gets a charm and gets out. Spirit Rush. For the cost of Dragon, you are so worth.
I've got to ponder the question, if you're going to draft like this from NIP, at least, you know, throw bodies at plays.
You got to, don't
right
you?
now, it just feels like they've been
How has Bin got a plate?
Bin's about to get a second plate if he
How?
sticks around for a wave after.
Bro, are BLG just that good? Like, when seeing teams like this, I question and I'm like, are the team just that good that NIP can't find options, or is it the fact that they're too scared to find options? I mean, again...
I think it's the latter right now. Like, don't get me wrong, BLG, bloody excellent. By far and away, I think they are uncontested right now in the LPL. I think they just are the best team. NIP, though, so far have very flatly not really done anything of interest this game, right?
Yeah.
There was the one play where they knew that Arky was on the bottom side because that dive where they find Bin, and even that was almost botched, right, in the execution of it. So, very, very awkward. There's been no stacked waves, dove on either side. Okay.
Good. Bin
That's an
has
equalizer
ulti.
of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he thought Bin would just keep running away, but he walks towards the rumble. Aki's now here. Rookie starts moving. Maybe that's why they thought, oh, Bin's going to try and run away here, and then we set up for a dive. But nope. He holds his ground, and that's a good thing about Bin, is like, he doesn't really cave under pressure. Bin's like, I'd probably win again, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's kind of just, again, a very awkward game to sit through. And it makes me want to talk about even more Disney films or your very poor experience apparently with Berlin food, because mine's been great, like, so far.
Dude, it's fine. Like, going out for some food is fine. You know, I can't remember where we went to, like, this Thai tapas place where there were like small Thai dishes, right? That was good. The food going out is fine, but the grocery food of Spirit Rush is used and Charm doesn't connect, and Shun also hovering around. The problem is the grocery food, like you go to Lidl or you go to Kaufland or whatever, bro, Woolworths dumps on them as Cullen comes through, Elk is out. The grocery store back home, even in the UK.
Do you guys have Woolworths down under still?
Yeah, Woolworths and Coles are the OGs, dude. They are great. They kind of fight each other, but at least you pick up a bag of onions and they're not half rotten. I got a bag of carrots 2 days ago and half of them already rotten. We got fresh strawberries 1 day ago. Half of them already in the bin. Bro, can I get some fresh groceries and can Shun get a gank? Elk flush the tidal wave. An absolute baller move as we refocus up. Cyclone comes in, but flashes out. NIP looking to re-engage this is interrupted. Arky flashed for that himself, but now Cyclone is down and out of action. 3 versus 3, Little Lance, fantastic. The zap as well from Elk gets close, but the tools are already down and out, and NIP still have the threat of the all-in. So BLG not finding the full engage of the fight, but getting away safely.
Okay, Elk has no summoner spells. If NIP don't kill Elk in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to be disappointed. Really nice charm from Knight, interrupts the distortion and ensures that Rookie doesn't get a very, very free chain. Here we go, instant repeat, potentially. Cannon wave. Did he see Shun walk in the bush? We're just window shopping the dive. All right, no problem.
Love it.
All is well.
Oh,
And
Bin
Bin gets a full tower.
Oh, yeah. Man, what has happened top? It's just, this is meant to be the strong lane, isn't it?
Yeah, just for clarity, by the way, this is not how that matchup is supposed to go.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant lane to play as Aatrox. Like, in 9 out of 10 games, unless you're getting completely camped by your jungler, that lane stinks. So,
Yeah.
Bin is having a more than good time up there. Shanji struggling.
It's a big PPX experience, isn't it? Like, not how top should go. You know, maybe you think bottom should be a little bit more fluent as well for Photic Zhuo. It is also showing the resilience of BLG and their ability to play multiple matchups. As for Rookie now versus Night Charm avoided, good distortion. Rookie's gone AP, by the way, if anyone was thinking AD again. PPX, it's not the way you thought it would go, as BLG are also winning out here. Herald's going to go in their back pocket with a 2k gold lead, 2 dragons, and 30 seconds before Dragon Jamada. Having Herald is a godsend.
Yeah, it is. And BLG will be able to use it to their advantage to get pressure wherever they want. A couple of pings on the top side. They've also got the mid lane to work with. I think they're really trying to make their mind up at the moment. But of course, 15 seconds. They've got to time it right. Probably drop the Herald anywhere from now to the wave being dead. And they can really force NIP into a decision. And NIP as a whole are kind of in a bit of an awkward situation because Shanji is second move by such a big margin.
Yeah.
And Arki, well, Arki is in upside down world right now. He's XPPing.
That's good. But that's good. I mean, again, he can use a spell and come back to the... what's it called again in Stranger Things? The in-between. No, the down under. No, the upside down. Yeah, Australia. That's how they depict Australia in Stranger Things. It's quite offensive, but honestly, quite on point, to be quite honest. There's Herald charge. Look at where Knight is, Jamada.
Yeah, I see him. He's chilling.
Okay, now what?
Dragon? I suppose. Okay. I mean, if I may.
Hello. Spotted out. Actually turns into a good play. Shun's dead. No jungle, no smite. NIP with good pick. It plays off. Arki was so patient there. As Shanji trying to run down Knight is good as well. Electro Harpoon for the half HP trade. As NIP should just have a dragon. They stopped the stacking there. And man, that patient play, I thought that was just going to be a waste of time.
Yeah, I mean, it pays off, right? I was really worried it was Bin walking in first, but Shun gives him an angle for the wallbang and finds the stun. Doesn't even manage to get out of the CC, just dies 100-0. And then IP finally find a play, right? It only took 17.5 minutes, but they did it. And now, they can at the very least breathe a little bit more freely, knowing that there won't be an Ocean Soul on the side of BLG. They get a tower as well, so it's definitely a nice swing. But we need to try and see NIP be even more proactive. Whenever they can, BLG, they've been a lot slower than perhaps you would anticipate they would have been, considering how the last game went. But replay here, nice CC, right? So difficult to ever get out of that. Stun into the knock-up, into the chains. Equalizer from downtown as well, just to secure the extra bit of damage necessary. All is well.
Definitely is. I mean, look, for NIP, as you said, getting some pace in the game makes it feel that much better. And I think as well, the fact that Rookie is in charge here on this LeBlanc when we want to see maybe NIP stretch a map. Does it matter? He goes back to Distortion. Shun's still trying to follow this for the time being. Tries to juke it, flashes away as Knight comes in and threatens the charm. That was a deep dive, but for BLG, well driven. As in the bottom side, meanwhile, Bin is trying to find side lane turrets as Help gets culling down on the same as well. Redemption heals them up, as remember, there's both ultis from the support and AD carry of BLG. And NIP still trying to do their darndest to keep this game paced ahead. So I guess Jamada plays like that for BLG are great considering. Wild Growth comes through, Tidal Wave just out of range, and so is the Acro Prison. I was going to say, great because BLG keep the game going. They stall. But then that happens and you're like, okay, what can NIP gain from this?
But this is it. This is perfect. This is what NIP needs to be doing, right? They've got this 2-item Lucian. Rapid Fire Cannon and Shiv looks so illegal in my head after the years of the kind of items they've been. But it's going to give them priority. It's going to give them a bunch of burst. And now this is where NIP can start to take control. realistically for the next, you know, 10-ish minutes, if they can keep things up, right? And that's not even really an over-exaggeration. They can control the mid lane. They should win out on the side lane. It's only really on BLG and how Shun reacts, but...
Knight can't. Well, Charm misses. Actually, Aki under turret.
Oh.
No!
Oh.
Not again! What is with NIP and failing this top turret dive?
I don't... Like, it's just they need to stay away from top lane, bro. Like, they can't... If the dive happens on the top lane, it's not allowed to happen. I mean, the reason why this looks so bad or goes so badly for NIP is actually to do with the Merc Tread pickup from Knight. He's just not stunned for that long. You'll see.
Did Rookie miss everything? Is that why?
No, he didn't. It's just that,
No.
like, Knight flashes out and the Merc Tread, the duration of the stun at such a low level, and then he also
dead.
misses the ult because of it. Rookie, no, that's
Almost.
Yeah,
I mean, he almost. I mean, Mercs Lamont, you're right. That saved Knight's life. That's
Mercs Lamont.
It's a big pickup.
I've never heard that one before. Mercs Lamont.
It's a little thing that has shoes. I don't know where it came from. All I know is I arrived one day and that thing's wiggling. So, actually, maybe it doesn't move. It's just some weird. Yeah, it's a weird thing with feet. I don't know. It's cursed. A lot of those are cursed. I don't know who started that revolution, but it is. A lot of those things are cursed. Anyway, that was a good purchase though. In all reality, his culling comes through. Knight able to absorb the majority of it, and Photic gets some damage down. But what are we looking at the replay? This is what happened. This is how this area started lightening up.
Yeah, he was able to find his way out there, Rookie, in the end. Now, I really like this redemption pickup from On as well, because the way that a lot of these fights should be happening is kind of in a static slash, like, BLG should always know where they're running into, whether it's forward or backwards. And just that extra bulk healing from the redemption can really make or break a situation where you're trying to stand your ground with barrier, heal, wild growth, right?
Yep.
It just adds an extra layer of protectiveness that perhaps another iron wouldn't have. So, BLG really firm in this game, despite the ups and downs, I suppose, of the few plays that NIP have tried to make. It's not really put them under any pressure, and again, I do question whether or not NIP are going to start to look more proactively, perhaps just not around the top tower. You know, maybe just stay away from there. It's not a good place to be. Rookie knows that you can't one-shot Shun in any way. Backs off for now.
But I mean, the Dragon's coming up in 30 seconds, so for NIP, they're forced to make a decision. Do we go towards this? Do we try and threaten the Baron that, again, you know, we definitely need the Rumble for? Doesn't have TP, so he has to be on the same side of the map. So there's a lot of questions as to how NIP approach this, because it still leads BLG into a path that gives them late game scaling, that gives them that front to back fight, or at least the angles that they for the solo laners that will make it an easy game at that. BLG going to have River first. NIP are coming second fiddle to this, and Bin's already waiting and lurking, hoping that NIP move in isolated.
Yeah, they kind of are, aren't they? Boy, Charm just barely goes wide. The worst. Let's see if NIP can sliver their way in. I mean, again, they got that Dragon earlier on, so if they lose this one, it's not the end of the world, but they are really trying to force the issue. They're here, in front, but a front to back definitely favors BLG.
Or missed. Shun doesn't get knocked out. Aki tried a second time once again in front of this Dragon to get something, and Shun just sidesteps or doesn't even really need to in that case. And now they're on Soul Point. And yes, Soul was delayed, but still for NIP, they're going to have to face the next one. They were doing a bit of window shopping, Jamada. They're correct. And BLG just walk away with it. Now have mid priority as well, getting the shove in too. They can set up some vision control around this side of the map, maybe gearing up for Baron here, and making, once again, NIP walk into them. Equalizer. Hang on. Are they going to fight? They are. That's a good one, actually. Elk doesn't have On nearby. On flashes eventually, but look at their health bars. Redemption helps out, but the Lulu's just dead. It's a great pick as Knight tries to find something on the back end, but fails to. Now 4 versus 5. In front of the Baron, it's a very different feeling now that NIP have arrived with a pick.
Yeah, there's no ultimates for NIP, though, so they can't take this because a fight on the back end would look bloody horrible. So, BLG, horrible. It's horrible. They're not going to suffer the potential loss of a Baron, and NIP are not going to stay up. They're going to look for more plays.
Charm! The Charm! Knight hit him! And Shun capitalized as well at the max range. Rookie thought he was just going to get some cheeky poke off, but Knight is just that much better at the moment, isn't he? And on Knight's Ari, man, this guy is looking good again.
Yeah, he is. Finds his mark on Rookie, and now that could be a Baron startup, even though they're the ones without ultimate right now. No jungler available to NIP, no mid laner. super lopsided fight. On's on his way as well, just to ensure they can be here for a wild growth. Shanji's almost too far away. There's no real way to force them off this. Maybe they can find a bit of poke onto Shun, but it's still so awkward, Hysterics.
It really is. I mean, they're trying to poke out Bin, as you said. Awkward because Shun as well gets Acro Prison, but waiting for the smite here. They're trying to run forward. NIP, they're just not going to get the angle. They're not going to get the smite, of course, without
Charm.
Photic runs in way too far over the wall. Elk is now unleashed. Zhuo with the Acro Prison doesn't connect. Photic has gotten out of the fight, but Shanji has not. Zhuo is going to run the distance, but NIP came to shop again. But this time they were kicked out of the street as Photic is up next. Knight picks up another. And BLG are just too damn good, man. You make one small mistake, and it feels like you're going to hell.
Yeah, it really does. And BLG, now with this Baron, they're going to snowball the game out completely and to its entirety. You have to fill 6,000 gold between the two teams. NIP have just sat on their hands, plain and simple. They have not been proactive enough. With the tools that they've tried to give themselves both games, simply not enough. And the plays that they have been made, or that have been made rather, have just fallen flat on the execution floor, and BLG have simply just had to play the game. I don't think there's any simpler analysis than that. He's not really had to do too much in these two games so far. Now they can pretty much just reset. They've taken a bunch of structures just off being on the map from that Baron, and they can look to close out easy peasy lemon squeezy, as this will be the charm that Knight finds and just predicts going back, and as soon as he comes through, knocked up. Naki as well was in the mix-up. That was Shun's Cyclone, and all of the damage that was following through from BLG. Too much. Way too much for NIP to handle, and they bite off too much they can chew.
I mean, again, it's impressive. Like, for NIP, let's be real. Like, we're going to be harsh because this is what could have been a top 4 team. Still top 6, they're guaranteed right now because they've hit the magic number of 10. Again, a lot of magic numbers are magic numbers when I'm casting, but NIP have guaranteed they're not in the first round, but the problem is they're still not that upper echelon. They ain't BLG tier right now, and BLG tier is top 2. They already locked it in getting to 14, but they are going to lock in first with this win. BLG, well, actually, that's a lie too. Jamada, they locked in first the other day. They're just going to lock in 15-1. The win doesn't mean anything except that they are, like, literally milking the rest of the teams, bro. They are so damn good that only IG, for some weird reason, could beat them.
IG are just the mojo killers, bro. Like, you remember they did the same stuff to JDG last year in summer as well, alright? Like, JDG just randomly lost to IG in some... Wait, didn't they also lose to IG? They lost to IG... No, JDG beat IGG this time. But still, like, it was just very, very funny that they managed to lose. And it just feels like IG... Whoever is, like, the perceived, the leading team in the league, IG is just a kryptonite. For little to no reason other than it's funny.
Oh my god. Oh, again, he just runs forward. How good's this? Poppy ult doesn't connect as well. Look at the health bars. Well, actually, the Poppy ult is health for the time being as Knight flash charm. Photic said Arky's dead, and look at this. The rampage continues. Bin and flies in as Rookie's got no hope in any way. That's just so easily done. Bin with the triple kill. Knight started it. Elk is nothing but a running forward 80 carry. And this truly is the best team in the LPL. I mean, I'll say it right now, if this team doesn't go to MSI as first seed, it would be an upset. At least second would be criminally an upset as Rookie just runs back. He's the last hope, but you know this is over. You know the series is done and dusted. It didn't feel close at any point. NIP had some small windows in game number 1, but in game 2, BLG were always there to deny them. It was inevitable as BLG, it's been a long day. Reset, move another split. Knight comes in, 15-1 again, and BLG are once again setting the records here in the LPL.
Excellent performance from BLG. They finish their regular season in first place with an almost blemishless record. And I'm sure it's a series that they're going to feel kind of frustrated about dropping, considering how the rest of the split looked. They will enter playoffs in first seed. We already knew that. But now they'll be doing it as 15-1. And they deny extra first seed, and they deny NIP the opportunity to move up to 11 wins and potentially